If you haven't already, please be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. Hey, like, comment, share, subscribe. Like, comment, share, subscribe. In your love, killing, I show you love. I thought that you believed in me, but I don't trust you. Oh, look, I don't trust you. I don't trust you. I guess that you believe in me, but I don't trust you. I don't trust you. I don't trust you. I guess that you believe in me. Hey Kinks and Coils, thank you again for tuning in to my channel, Fine Coils. It's your girl Sharice, and today we're not going to be doing any hair at all. We're just going to be talking about porosity. High hair porosity, more specifically, since I'm high hair porosity. So sit back, relax, grab you some popcorn, and let's just talk. So you probably have heard of curl patterns and hair density, and I always put it in the description box below in every one of my videos. I am high hair porosity. I have 4A, 4B coils, and I have low to medium density with fine strands, hence the name Fine Coils. But today I want to talk about what I feel is more important, which is your hair porosity, which simply means your hair's ability to absorb and retain moisture. High hair porosity means that the cuticles on my hair strands are lifted. They're like this. Low hair porosity, they'd be like this, which is harder for moisture to get in. But with mine being lifted, moisture can easily get in, but my strands stay like this, so it can easily leave. If you're asking yourself, how do I figure out what my hair porosity is? I don't even know, I'm still trying to figure out what that is. So the easiest thing to do is take a clean strand of hair, and if you have like a little cup of water, a little bottle of water, just, just drop it in here. Leave it in here for maybe about like an hour or so. Just leave it, let it sit, don't touch it at all. And when you walk back up to it, again, don't touch it, but just look at it. If the hair is floating at the surface, you have low porosity. If your hair has sunken down to the very bottom, you have more than likely high hair porosity. There's a dry test as well. You can just take a strand of your hair, and you see, like I said, mine are fine, so you can just barely see it. And so what you would want to do is run your fingers up the shaft of your hair strands, and if you feel the little rifts and dips and bumps and grooves, then more than likely you have high porosity hair. Those are the hair cuticles that are sitting up like this. When I hop into the shower and I dip my head under the water, my hair gets immediately wet. It doesn't take long for my whole head to be wet. But the second that I'm out of the running water, my hair gets dry. The reason you need to know your hair porosity, the reason that it is important, is because it then tells you how to moisturize your hair property, as well as how to shop for products, because you now know what ingredients that your hair needs in order to stay moist. So if you're high hair porosity, you're gonna, especially if you have fine high porosity hair, you're gonna want to stay away from things like and not stay away from them completely, but more so stay away from them with them like in the top 3 ingredients. So honey, vegetable glycerin, castor oil. Those are 3 main natural humectants. On the other hand, you would want to use products that more so have natural ingredients like slippery elm, marshmallow root, flaxseed. There's another one, but I can't think of it. Oils that are like coconut oil, which is a penetrating oil, olive oil, avocado oil, hemp oil, or what is it called? Hemp seed oil, jojoba oil. You want to use ingredients or products with ingredients like those in them, opposed to those natural humectants, especially in the summertime. Maybe in the wintertime you can do those natural humectants because those are pulling moisture out of the air. It's pulling water out of the air into your hair strands. In the wintertime it's drier. But in the summertime, when it's, especially in Florida, in Central and South Florida, where it's really humid, you really want to stay away from those natural humectants. You really want to get you some slippery elm. Those are going to repel all of that natural moisture in the air. So those are some better options instead. And I even have a couple, but I'll show those to you guys in another video. Just give me enough likes, give me some comments, and I'll go ahead and post it for y'all. Like, comment, share, subscribe this video, join the Coil family so that you don't miss any of my uploads. Let me know what you think. Let me know what's going on with you. Let me know what your questions are. Hit me up, girl. Let's talk. With having high porosity hair, you're also going to want to try to stay away from direct heat, like flat irons, curling irons, straightening your hair a whole lot. If you notice, I really don't straighten my hair. I really don't blow out my hair. If I do, I use like a natural method for getting a blown out look. Although I do have a dryer, that, you know, one of those hooded dryers, I don't use it a whole lot because it's just a lot of work. And when I do, I use it on the cool setting, or I use it on the high speed on the cool setting. Even with my handheld dryer, I use the highest speed with the cool setting. And a lot of my products also have heat protectants inside of them, so they're multi-use. So I don't really ever use direct heat on my hair. You're also going to want to try to deep condition your hair at least once every week, at least for 15 minutes if you can manage. If you don't have any direct heat, any like type of heating device that you could just heat it up so it can like suck it all in there. If you do, just at the most 30 minutes. You don't need to overdo it because with high porosity hair, your cuticles are lifted, and there is such a thing as high growth fatigue, which is for a whole nother video. I'll tell y'all about that a whole nother time. But you don't want to overdo it because you can over moisturize your hair. You also want to try to switch out those little thin scrunchies. Switch them out for some satin scrunchies, okay? They sell these on Amazon. I always try to link them in my videos, and it'll be linked, of course. If you have those real thin, or stockings that you use for your headbands, not your headbands, your high puffs, don't use those. So get you a puff cuff. Get you one of these. And they sell these at Target. They also, this is actually through Cantu. This is Cantu. And another important thing, a very, very, very important thing if you're high porosity, I actually didn't even discover this until late 2018, protein treatments. Being that, now one, our hair is made up of protein. So being that we're high porosity, our hair lacks protein with those high cuticles. So when you do protein treatments like Afro-G or the natural ones where you get an egg and some mayonnaise and some bananas, when you do protein treatments, especially with high porosity hair, what that does is it fills in those gaps in those pores temporarily, of course, and it also adds a protective coat temporarily. So you want to try doing that once a month. You can overdo that as well. Protein overload. You can cause protein overload to your hair if you do that too much. So you want to balance it out. If you're doing a protein treatment, follow it up with a very moisturizing deep conditioner. If you're not doing a protein treatment that night, use a deep conditioner that has some protein in it and just leave it in for a little bit. If you can, get a heated cap or get a warm towel, get under your hooded dryer and let that just suck all that up, Make sure that you have your satin cap or a satin pillowcase. Do not be sleeping on cotton, sis, because we lose moisture. We already suffer from dry hair. So you want to make sure that you're doing everything that you can to keep your hair from getting dry. My last tip would just be learn how to properly moisturize your hair. For most high porosity gals, or guys and gals, coils and curls, kinks, you would want to have some type of moisturizing regimen. So most of us, we use the LOC method, the lock method, where it's a liquid or a leave-in or water and a oil and then a cream. That's because you want to lock in that moisture. You want to double pack that in, so the moisture that you've already got, lock it in with the oil and then follow it up with the cream. And some of us even use a sealant, so you can get you some shea butter or some mango butter. Just follow it up with some type of a sealant to lock it all in. Be very delicate. Try not to manipulate your hair when it's in a dry state. Try to spritz it with some type of water. I like to do my hair in a damp state, not when it's a dry state, because if it's soaking wet, my hair is compact with water, so it's not going to let any other moisture in. So when it's damp is when I like to, maneuver my hair. That way I know moisture is getting in, and then I follow it up with a heavy cream, but I don't really use too much oils, but a lot of the gels that I use by the Main Choice are oil based. So I'll have my Main Choice link in the description box below as well for you. But I didn't want this video to be too long. I just wanted to help you guys understand. I have high porosity hair. I want you guys to find out what your porosity is so that you can better moisturize your hair. If you have ever wondered why your Twistout or your Wash&Go didn't come out the way that you did, or the way that it did for the girl on YouTube, and you followed every one of her steps, it's probably because you have a different porosity and curl pattern and all that as well. But if you get what your porosity is, you'll be able to understand how to get your Twistouts and your Wash&Gos and your Braidouts and your rod sets and this and that. You'll get your styles. You'll figure it out, okay? Your hair will be looking healthy. It'll be looking beautiful. It'll start to grow. You'll start to reduce breakage. But I hope this video helps. I hope you found it to be informative, and just stick around for my next videos. I got a lot of ideas coming up and a lot of things that I've always wanted to try, but I never did because I was being lazy. I saw this pre-poo growth thing. I'll link her video in the description box. I tweaked it for my high porosity hair, so I'm gonna try that out, and then I'll definitely have a video out for you guys soon on the progression and see if my hair actually grows. I want to do a hot oil treatment, and then I also want to do that homemade flaxseed gel, that DIY. I want to try that as well. So I got a couple of video ideas coming out, because I was new at this, but I kind of got my foot in the door. I kind of getting better on the editing. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Join the Fine Coil family. And thank you again for watching. Love you so much. And see ya.